Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tara too. I am really glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. In this video, we are going to see if there's any credence or validity to some alt media chatter about the US Congress. Let me explain what I'm talking about, and then we will craft a question for the universe and see what we can find out. Okay, now I am going to reference some items that are available to you to look at on a share screen. If you would like to click on the Facebook link that will be in the video description box. At the moment, though, I'm just going to reference them verbally for you, so don't get disappointed in me. That's how we're doing it for the foreseeable future. Okay, now I looked at some 17 drops to see what was happening today. And one of the drops, there were 8 of them that deltaed. So delta is kind of like an anniversary. In 2020 on this date, one of the 17 posts did mention house cleaning and done in 30. Now, they seem to have been referencing 30 months for what the subject of that was, but often you can take just a line of text and find multiple meanings for it. So I wondered if house cleaning had to do with Congress, which is also called the House of Representatives, just so you know. There's 435 members of them, and they are based on the population for each state. So there's a varying number from state to state on how many senators are in our congressmen. There's a lot of them. Like I said, 435. Okay, so house cleaning. Wondered about that. Well, some of the other things I wondered about. You see, did you know that Congress people can only be arrested when they're adjourned? As of October 1st this year, Congress adjourns for 30 days. Done in 30. Actually, since there's 31 days in October, they're stretching a little bit, 30 plus. Now, we've talked about how, even though they're regular citizens who are our representatives, they are still subject to tribunals for the 2 crimes, capital crimes of treason or crimes against humanity. We've also talked about how a lot of these people and situations have actually been resolved via tribunal and military justice quietly sometime in the past, but now we have to have a perceived closure event. So you'll find me asking about things. Don't let it, give you a brain issues. We're asking about closure. Is this going to be a perceived type of activity that will match up with what has quietly already happened sometime in the background? Okay, I wanted to make sure that Congress wasn't normally in recess in October, and I was able to go back several years, and they've never been. Last year at this time, they adjourned for 1 week. And during the 2020 election cycle, 1 week. So it didn't seem to, this does seem to be an unusual, lengthy, and not typical recess for the House of Representatives. And again, if they are going to face arrest, it will be during a recess. That's just the way it's set up. So looked at those calendars, and then I also saw that yesterday, the 24th of September, lawmakers took up the cause of what to do if there needs to be a large number of replacements due to some unforeseen event. And American Military News had that, so did a couple other sites, but that'll be in my compilation. So let's talk about this. We're going to be asking again about the person seen in the public eye, the perception. Is there a chance that there will be events that seem to the normies that Congress people have been facing some consequences for actions that should not have happened, okay, that broke the law? So that's where we're going with this question to see, and can we anticipate seeing that in October in some form or fashion? Now, I'm not going to narrow it down to the entire population of Congress. I think we just ask if there's going to be some, if the normies are going to think there's been some legal actions taken against members of Congress during this recess in October of 2024. And we're going to also leave it open for additional insights and information. So I will switch the camera. I'll have to move a cat who's very comfortable. I'm laughing because 2/3 of her is on an earthing mat I keep on this desk, and the other third of her is on a tarot cloth. So we'll have to work quickly until win her spot back. So I will move her, change the camera, and you watch me work with the cards again. Our question is going to be, will our beloved normies see some perceived justice proceedings for members of Congress in the month of October 2024 during their recess? Let's find out. Okay, will there be some perceived legal proceedings against some or many of the members of Congress during the October recess, plus additional insights and information the universe wants us to know? Now, this will be, again, the perception of the normies. We're not asking for the true disposition of people that may have happened years ago. So the perception be? I hope so. Okay, our first card is the Two of Cups, the Six of Wands, Page of Cups, the Chariot, our first major arcana showing up. Then we have the Nine of Cups, lots of cups showing up. 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands, and we'll get 4 additional cards for additional insights and information as we go. Okay, so the situation is being indicated by the Two of Cups, which is a card kind of reaching an agreement, okay? And I think what they're doing with the clarifier being the Six of Wands, which usually indicates a victory because wreaths are victories in the tarot cards. I think what we're saying is they've said, yes, it's time. There is going to be at least some actions being perceived to be taken against some of the members of Congress during this October recess. Now, Page of Cups is showing up here for the recent past, and there's a connection to all this that we need to get. We're being guided and we're being guided towards what's going to be for many of us to be a pleasant surprise, because even though we might not be happy about a fish in a goblet, that's what that indicates often in this card, is a pleasant surprise is going to be finally known. Now the Chariot shows up when things are moving and shaking, okay? And it's a major arcana. So major arcana energy is always telling us that, something is now firmly set. It's almost impossible to move the energy indicated or the insights and information indicated by a major arcana card. So, and it often shows up when there's a move to happen. So yeah, there are going to be some movements made against some of the members of Congress that we're going to be happy about, even though we know it's just simply a perceived action. That in actuality, it's probably happened long ago in the past. Now let's look at the near future. Our most insightful card about the near future, the one that's going to tell us more on either side here. We've got the Nine of Cups. This card always talks about being really very pleasantly content and happy with what happens. So we've got a lot of smiles in our future for this. And the 10 indicates it's kind of an ending. It's an ending of letting so many of the 2.0s not get called out. Now they may not be called out as 2.0s like we know many of them are. Explain to me how Fetterman lost that big lump on his neck, will you? There's been about 6 Fettermans, by the way, if you've been watching the pictures. Okay, so we're kind of coming to an ending of that. It may not be that they disclose the 2.0 status, but again, ending those story loops so that what has happened privately can now be claimed and named in public, even though the dates will be off. Okay, they may think it's this recess. that so-and-so got picked up for this and this action when it actually may have happened in 2019, 2020, something like that. Okay, now let's look here. We've got the Queen of Wands. That's given us a little more insights about this. We're going to be happy. It's kind of the end of an era, which is good. We've been wanting these eras to end, haven't we? And the Queen of Wands is a card of accomplishment. So yeah, they've accomplished what they needed to accomplish, and they can now start to, like I keep saying, wrap up these storylines. And the Queen of Wands is almost brutally honest. She's not known for her tact, but she is known for being very direct and honest, which if you appreciate that, and in a world with so many lies and so much programming that was negative and false, I appreciate honesty, even if it is a little bit blunt and difficult to take in. I appreciate it, and I know many of you do too. Let's get additional cards here and see if there's further insights. But right now what we're getting is, yeah, it's time. It's time to make some moves, and we're going to be really happy with them as we see them roll out. Temperance, Knight of Wands, and our last two, we have Seven of Wands and Wheel of Fortune. So again, kind of a confirmation here with the Wheel of Fortune showing up, another major arcana in political reads, or actually reads that involve this plane of existence. We are moving as a race, as a plane of existence, from dark to light. We are getting ourselves energetically back in balance with the divine masculine, divine feminine. We are ridding ourselves of some unwanted shackles that we had and programming that we didn't explicitly consent to, and the list goes on and on and on. And so when we get the Wheel of Fortune, it's always good. Now, it may not, it's always moving, and it's moving from dark to light. That may not be the case on a personal read. So please, if you're trying to learn how to read cards, understand that this is for big world events. We can always just smile and be happy because we're going from dark to light. Whereas in a personal read, if someone's been in a really good place and they think change is on the way, this is kind of telling them brace yourself for it. So, but not in political and world status reads. Okay, enough of that. Stop being a teacher, Laura, and keep being a tarot reader. Temperance card talks about teamwork. Again, to get these results, there's been a lot of teamwork and well-coordinated efforts and actions that have happened. The Knight of Wands is high energy. The white hats are really, things are moving, guys. Events are moving faster. I think time is moving faster, and it's obvious. And I think the white hats that have stayed white hats are as excited about what is happening and what is unfolding as we are who are awake. The Seven of Wands tells us there's going to be a little pushback, but remember, we've got the high ground. Absolutely got the high ground. If we want the human race to be healed and restored to their potential and able to move forward as a race, as a plane of existence in the ways that were meant for us originally, we know that we've got the high ground for that. It is going to happen. Again, we've got success showing up here, going from dark to light, confirmed moves coming on. And again, well, I think the universe, why we don't see the cards that indicate ongoing type of consequences would be like the Judgment card, not showing up here because, again, we're asking about the perception. These are the perception by the normies who haven't woken up is going to be that so many members are having to answer to questions about this topic or that topic, whatever it might be, attending some of the Diddy parties, whatever it might be. They're going to, the normies are going to see some things happen in October during this recess. So it will seem to be happening in real time, but we know it's already happened. And that's why we're getting here just a confirmation of what the perceptions will be moving forward. Let's recap. Congress is going to be in recess in October of 2024, and that's not typically the case. We examined how there's a statutes that say that members of Congress cannot be arrested unless their sessions are on vacation, on hiatus. So there's been a lot of chatter in the alt media community. Is there going to be some kind of arrest or consequences that start to roll out for members of Congress? Now, we also looked at the fact and just reiterated the fact that many of us who've been awake for a long time think that these consequences have already happened privately. And we've got 2.0s and CGI generated images acting as if they are these people. So we are asking lately, and it's going to continue, I think, with where we're at with world events, that we'll be asking about, will the normies perceive this? And that is just that act of having something happen in real time now that we know already happened, and just kind of answering what the consequences were for this person or the charges against them, etc. Okay, so the universe said that there was a lot of agreement with the fact that it's time to let some of the forward motion we've had be known. I loved seeing that. The recent past the Page of Cups tells us that there's already been some good gifts, pleasant surprise. It's that we'll be finding out about. The Chariot was right in the middle for the present. And so the Chariot is a major arcana, often shows up again, kind of a white hat energy, and talks about events are moving. And we do indeed know that things are moving. There is, I couldn't put out videos fast enough for every topic that comes up. And when I think about that, I just hope people that have been watching for a while are awake and have learned how to use their discernment, and they don't have to wait for someone to put out a video to tell them what to think of something, or how to view a development, or how to, observe something without getting caught up in the drama. And so hopefully many of you are there. Now, in the near future, we're going to be really happy with things. Those of us that are awake, we don't care if the charges seem to be happening this year and we know they happened 3 years ago. Let's just have some closure, some genuine closure to people's storylines, so that if they have had to face consequences for their choices, let it be known. And then we can have what happened to the real one seem to happen to the 2.0, and move on without them in the storyline. The 10 of Wands was the strongest insight card, saying, we are coming to an ending, a time of change and fast-moving events, and it was just time to start doing that. Queen of Wands showed up, giving us a little more information here, and she is a card that she's almost brutally honest. Okay, absolutely. The further insights cards we got another major arcana with Temperance showing up. The often white hat energy of the Knight of Wands. So lots of energy for what's going on. Things are ramping up, but I think the white hats are prepared for them. Now, they definitely are. I heard that there were thousands of marshals, U.S. marshals, which many of them are deputized, that have been sent to D.C. And our lawmakers are talking about what they should do if there is a need to quickly replace a large number of them. So it looks like, again, we're ready for those public perceptions to happen for things that we already know have been happening, as we've been waiting for what we call this movie to play out. By the way, yesterday, President Trump bought popcorn. And if that isn't a calm saying, hey, it's time, guys, I don't know what is. I don't even need to do a tarot read about it. I did kind of bookmark it. I thought it was interesting, but if Trump's buying popcorn, he's signaling to us in a big, big way. And our final two cards, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, just reaffirming for us that our world is moving from dark to light. We are going from a place of shackles and straw man accounts and not being free to reach our full potential, to actually being citizens alive and able to pursue so easily, being the best best version of ourselves that we can be. So, and we have the high ground, even though there's challenges still to be faced. And this isn't a major arcana card, so don't worry, I'm not saying it's calamity. Even though there's some challenges to face, just a reminder, we're determined and we have the high ground. The human race deserves a chance that they haven't had. And to me, that's it in a nutshell, especially our littlest humans. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time, attention, and viewership. If you'd like to like the video, subscribe, share, feel free. Whatever you do, if you'd like to receive it, I send each and every one of you love, light, and I wish for you all things bright. Until next time, bye.